Oh, Chloe, you love it. You love it. Say hi. Hey guys, it's Danielle here from DKW Styling. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Not really welcome back. I'm not really sure. I feel like I'm welcoming myself back to 2019 and back on YouTube. I started my brand recording videos, sharing products, product knowledge, hair stuff, lots of hair stuff. So my goal was just to shoot a YouTube video for you guys every week, new content, and just get back into like the fun stuff in hair and just overall product knowledge. I feel like a lot of times you'll be watching videos and it's like so fast that there's not enough information, and then people will always tell me, well, you can do it, it's easy for you because you're a hairstylist. So my goal is to try and better educate you guys so that I'm not just filming another video of myself, but you actually get some value out of it, and it's something that you can go home and recreate on yourself. Okay, so today, Chloe wants to go somewhere. Chloe, there's nobody in there. Chloe, there's nobody in there. That's Chloe. She likes to make appearances from time to time. Okay, so today's video is all about lazy girl hairstyles, or how to restyle dry hair. I started doing this braid this morning and I was like, oh my God, like this is one of those things that takes me like 2 minutes, and whenever I have it in, people are like, oh my God, I love your hair. I'm like, thank you. This is when I don't have time to wash anything and I'm just really lazy. It takes 2 minutes. This is like leftover curl, and kind of the messier the better. So I wanted to share with you some of my lazy girl hair hacks. I don't really like the word hair hacks. Hairstyles, I don't know. So to get started, I'm gonna share some products with you. I'm gonna take this braid out and show you how to recreate it. And I'm also gonna show you a little half up messy bun that people are always like, oh my God, I love that, that's so great. How do you hide your extensions? So let's go ahead and get started. Out the braid, obviously. I normally part my hair more closer to the middle, but whenever I'm doing the braid, you want to kind of over direct it and start as far as you can on the side. You can also too, sometimes I won't go that far over. I'll kind of leave my bangs out and take a larger section over here and kind of braid this loosely and then leave my bangs out. But today I'm going to show you how I do it with kind of including my bangs inside the braid. So I'm gonna start with kind of a deep side part here, you can see. I've done this on some of my other videos, but it's super easy. So I'm gonna show you guys really quick, and then we're gonna go over some dry styling tips. Okay, so see, I grab a pretty large section here, and this is where I'm gonna start my braid. I'm actually gonna grab a little. And my extensions start clear up here. And a lot of times with hair extensions, people are so afraid to go higher, but you need that hair around your face, and you can't go inside. We call this the receding area, or we've called it the cul-de-sac area, or whatever, but most women have less hair and less density in here naturally. This is just how it is, and when you have kids, it gets worse, so that's exciting. But so you don't want to take your hair extensions in here because it will break off, but if you need the hair around your face, you can go a little bit higher. I mean, this is literally right under my part, and you can see how well that hides. So don't be afraid to go a little bit higher with your hair extensions. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I've got my kind of a triangle section here, you can see. Now you're just gonna do a regular French braid. Okay, when you do a French braid, you're gonna wanna direct it forward, and it will automatically be a Dutch braid on yourself. Like when I do it on my daughter, I have to consciously think about it because you have to braid over the top to get it to pop out the way you want it. But when you're braiding it on yourself, it just automatically goes that way. So I split this in 3 sections. I'm just gonna braid maybe twice. At that point, this is when I'm gonna start adding some hair. Don't hold it too high. Don't hold it too tight. Remember when you were like 5? And our moms would like slick our hair down and give us like the tightest little French braids ever. I'm so glad that that's not in style anymore, because A, it hurts really bad, and B, I think this is just more flattering to have it a little more loose and messy. So I'm gonna start slowly. I'm just adding hair to that braid. If you don't know how to French braid, It's super easy. You just have to practice. It's not that hard. So grabbing sections and then adding always with my outside hand here. And I'm kind of directing it the direction I want my braid to go. So again, adding. Now I'm going to start adding some of my extension here. This is a great style if you cut bangs and you're just so over your bangs and you just need them out of your face. So again, adding a little section, adding again. Can you guys see? Okay, good. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of directing it across my forehead, and then it's going to kind of go down, and then I'm going to start to pull it apart. If you can French braid, it's all about just playing around. You can layer your French braids, you can pull it apart. Really the art happens when you kind of pull it apart. And what I love about a braid or an updo or anything is it's very creative. It's something you do as you go. Like you can see a picture, but it's so fun to kind of see the shape come together as you start doing it. I think what happens for a lot of women that I speak to, if they don't do hair and they're like, oh, you make it look easy. But I think, I mean, if you see this, you might be like, oh my God, I'm doing it wrong. But then when you see me pull it apart, you'll kind of see it's a lot easier than what it looks. Now, see this hair around my ear? I leave that whole section out because I don't want this so tucked away in there. So you can see again, I'm directing it the direction I want it to go, and I'm covering that seam inside of my hair extensions and just adding more hair to it. So when I get about, say about to here, I get about to the ear, the point of the ear. I'm just gonna continue to direct that braid down and finish it off. Okay, any elastic will do. I normally would prefer like one of those clear little goodie elastics or whatever because they don't show in the hair, but I don't have one, so I'm going with this one. So right now, like, you'd be like, oh, hair braid fail. Like, what's going on? This doesn't look the same. But really, it's all about how you pull it apart. So I'm gonna come up a little bit closer so you can see. I kind of will loosen my elastic. I think that's actually blurry, so I'll come over here. But what you're gonna wanna do is take your fingers and kind of massage the hair while you pull it apart. And if it starts to get tight, I'll loosen the elastic even more. Now, it's important to massage the hair as you pull it apart, because if you just start pulling it like this, you're just gonna have one little random loop kind of hanging out. So if you massage it and pull it apart, it pulls apart more messy and more, rather than just having that one little piece. Sorry, I'll turn so you guys can see. I have a mirror over here and a camera over here. So I'm trying to make sure you guys can see, but also make sure I can see as well. So if your hair is newly washed, you can still do this. I would recommend putting a little bit of a texture spray in there, because what happens is when you start to pull this braid out, it gets a little slippery and you might pull too much out, especially if you have those short layers and it's like bing, and you have a little antenna. Okay. So be patient with this part. Like, you just kind of start pulling it apart and it honestly, look how cute, it starts to just take the shape. What I notice as I get closer to my bangs, it'll start to kind of poof out weird this way, but then I'll pull this back, like, so I get a little volume in there. And then when I'm done, I'll take a little pin and even pin that down just like that. I have all this new growth coming in right there. You love that? So it's starting to get a little slippery, so I might add a little hairspray and continue to just kind of pull this apart. Again, just be patient, and it's just it's like it keeps getting better the more you pull it apart. Okay, I could still go, but I want to share some more content on this video. So if this is poking up too much, you can just kind of adjust the braid and go ahead and like hide a little pin inside there. and that'll kind of get it to lay flat if there's any weird spots. Another cute thing too, if you want your hair, I don't really like this pin. I didn't do a very good job there. Okay, another thing you can do that's super cute is if you want to even add, like, this is cute in a ponytail. If you're going to do a ponytail, tease in here. Let's see if I have a comb. Go ahead and tease in here so you don't have a big flat spot. You can fix it as you go, but do your ponytail and then pull this out a little bit, so again, so you don't have that flat spot. You could even tease a little bit more in here. But this is cute too, to just add a pony and a braid. It's cute for like on the go. People are like, oh, your hair's so cute. And you're like, yeah, it's really, really dirty. So that's one of my lazy girl hairstyles. Okay, moving on. Okay, another question that I actually get a ton from clients is like how to restyle dry hair. Because I think what happens is people will style their hair the first day and it looks great. And then like if you go work out or anything in the next day, things just start to look fuzzy. And especially with extensions, if you don't put a little bit of effort into styling your hair daily, it can start looking just dry and gross and look a little bit extension-y. So even though you're not washing your hair, there are still some hacks and some tricks that you can do to smooth it and make it look really nice and natural and almost like you had a fresh wash. So number one, we're gonna start with treating your ends with an oil. A lot of my clients, I'll send them home with an oil. This is the one we currently carry at my salon. It's the Oribe Gold Dust Nourishing Hair Oil. But I still also really like the Unite Hair Oil. This one's a little bit thicker, so if you're looking for something that's just got a little more thickness to it, this one's a little better. They both work equally as good. So I kind of alternate. It's kind of like shampoo. You're like, I like this one, but I also like this one. So just kind of switching it up is good. So I tell my clients, honestly, hair oil is something you can use on your extensions every single day. Like do it in the morning when you're getting ready to brush it out. One little pump, it's not even a full pump. It's like a half pump. I would say it's like a dime size amount. And then work that through your extensions. This will help because there's nothing worse than when you see extensions and they just look like they need a good wash. Like they look like they're caked with dry shampoo, and they might not even be caked with dry shampoo. They just, you guys know what I'm talking about. So another product that I love is the soft dry spray from Oribe. And this one, you know how you put a dry shampoo in your roots? Well, this is what you would put through your ends to make them soft and smooth. So even though I already did the oil, you could also go in, spray a little bit of this through your ends. It smells amazing. And literally I love this. This is one of our top sellers at my salon. And I'll show clients and I'll spray it in my hair and then I'm like, hey, feel my hair. And they're like, oh my God, it feels like you just washed it. I'm like, I know. You can even physically see how much smoother that is. So an oil, a little bit of dry, or I keep calling it dry, soft, dry conditioning spray for your ends. That's what you want. Look for the green bottle. I'll link it. So this is for your ends. And then honestly, like my hair is really flat and fine. Like I cannot go more than, I would say, a day without having to wash at least the front of my bangs. So a lot of people ask me, like, how do you do that? You can just section this whole front out. You can tip your head in the sink and just quickly wash it in the sink. Or if you have a handheld shower nozzle in your shower, that's what I do. If my hair is really gross and dirty and I don't have time to wash the whole thing, I'll wash all the way back here in the crown. I'll tip everything forward, wash that, and pin my extensions back. And that actually saves me like 20 or 30 minutes. So when you're like, absolutely like, you're like, today is hair wash day, but I do not have time. You can do the trick where you just wash the top or do a quick bang wash. I wanted to show you too, let me see if I can find that product. Okay, another thing that I wanted to show you is a lot of people think that styling products are only for wet hair, but I actually love them even on dry hair. So this is the Maximista Thickening Spray by Oribe. It's a great kind of root plump. I have a really big calic on this side. So say even, for example, I washed my hair yesterday. When I wake up in the morning, it's just like a channel going through my head right there with a big split. So that's awesome. So even if I don't wash my hair, I feel like I have to restyle my hair to avoid calics and splits and give my hair a little bit of volume, which I'm sure a lot of you ladies can relate to me. So you can dry style your hair and it works really, really well. So for today, for example, I washed my bangs, but I didn't do anything to the back. So what you can do is spray a little bit of this. This is kind of where my split is. So I'm gonna spray, I'm gonna spray. You don't want to spray clear up in here. It's not something, you know how there's like those root boosters and you go shh, This is not what I use that for. I actually spray it a little bit further away. One spray is all you need. Maybe two, one or two or three, like at the most. And then I use the Dyson dryer. I love this dryer. And again, you're gonna wanna just re-round brush your hair to give it some style. I know a lot of clients are like, I can't round brush my hair. But honestly, it just takes practice, and you don't have to necessarily round brush every piece of hair on your head. Just round brush the areas that you need it. So say, for example, I usually just do my top and the bangs and around my face. If you have naturally curly hair, you do have to kind of go in between the extensions and kind of smooth it and round brush a little bit more. But if you don't need to round brush your entire head. So this is kind of what I do to restyle my hair that kind of dried. So I'm gonna spray a little bit more. And when you're round brushing, you're gonna wanna over direct this. You don't wanna put your round brush in like down here. That's not really gonna, it's gonna kind of more bend the ends, and you're looking to create a little bit of volume and to fight the cowlick. So you wanna kind of over direct that. Okay, and then I typically will do that here, here, and then in the back. And what you want to do when you're round brushing is let that kind of sit and cool. So I'm just kind of waiting for that to set. And then go ahead and remove your round brush. See how much volume that gives you? And I didn't even wash my hair, who knew? But this is how to get your, you're trying to save some time, but you still want it to look like you took a lot of time, you know what I'm saying? So this is nice because you get a little volume. And a lot of times I'll do that versus a dry shampoo. I know a lot of people, I love a dry shampoo, but I think that people get in the habit of doing dry shampoo every day. And if you have fine hair, or even if you don't, it tends to weigh your hair down and all of a sudden it's laying really, really flat. So let's put aside the dry shampoo because it gets to the point where you're like, why does my color look kind of gray? And like, oh, that's like, I can scratch that dry shampoo off. That's kind of gross. So like, don't get to that point, and maybe try some alternatives. So maybe washing the top. Even if you don't wear extensions, you can always cheat a wash or cheat a style by washing the top. So I do use a dry shampoo sometimes. One thing I tell my extension clients is, less is more of dry shampoo. You don't need a ton. And one thing that I would encourage you to do if you wear extensions is go in between your rows. And kind of just work it in there. That will just give you a little bit more volume throughout. So my hair is getting bigger by the second. Okay, so once I have all my products in, this is when I might take my iron. This is the Bio-Ionic. It goes up to 430. I typically curl at 360. People always ask me the temperature I use. And then you don't want to put too much heat on your hair every single day. So I just do enough to kind of reblend those shorter layers. And I'll just, again, go through and maybe curl the top section of my hair. Very lightly on these bangs. When you're curling, make sure that you direct everything away from the face. No matter what curl you choose, that's really kind of the secret, is to direct it away from the face. Okay, so that's how I would kind of cheat a wash, and I'd go around and curl a few more through the top. But I wanted to show you guys one last lazy girl hairstyle that I'm guilty of quite a bit. And whenever I wear it into my salon, people are like, oh my God, that's so cute, I love that. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have a good poker face. So I'm like, yeah, I have really dirty hair. So anyways, I'm gonna show you how I just recreate a half up messy bun. And this is actually super trendy right now. Do you guys remember the big poof? Oh, I love this. Remember this big poof? I kind of secretly wish this was back in style because I actually think it's like a really flattering hairstyle, but I can't do it. I wore my hair like all the time, like this probably like 10, 12 years ago. I still like it. I secretly wish it was back in style. But now it's kind of like the messy half up is the new like half up hairstyle, I guess. The Snooki poof. Oh, it's so good though, right? The bump it looks like you have a big bump it in your bangs. There's nothing wrong with the bump it. Okay. It's getting a little Texas around here, but that's okay. All right, here we go. So I've got a tease. Now again, mind you, my extensions are clear up here and people will ask like, how do you pull it up without them showing? But you saw how placement is such a big deal when it comes to hair extensions, and how they're placed determines how creates a more natural appearance and how easy they are to work with. So I will typically go in and just grab this top section here. I like to leave my bangs out because I think that looks cute. Okay, so I've got my section. This is even cute, just like pinned. It's very like Brigitte Bardot, it's very 70s, but I kind of love this style too. So then I have just a small section of hair. Okay, so I'm gathering my section here. And the trick is honestly just go ahead and do a messy bun. All I did was loop around twice. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then start to pull apart your bun. Once you pull apart your buns, not your buns, I'll kind of pull this up so I don't get any flat spots. And then because I wear extensions, I want to make sure everything's covered. I'll kind of expand this little messy knot or this messy bun and start expanding it and pinning it so that to make sure you can't see anything. And honestly, you guys, I can't even see what I'm doing. So typically when I get this done, I'll take a mirror and make sure my extensions aren't hanging out. But from the side, you can see how cute that is. You can tie a little scarf around it. You can tie a little, I know scrunchies are back. Who knew? Scrunchies are back. A little velvet scrunchie is cute around that. You just put it right over the top. But this is super trendy right now. It's just that half up messy bun. And I can't tell you, every time I go to the salon, people are like, oh my God, I love that. How did you do that? It's so easy. You just tease, you loop it around twice. So I'm gonna show this to you one more time. So, okay, bye. Okay, so you're gonna loop it around twice. Pretend this was my messy bun. Don't pull it all the way through. Like just pull it halfway through. And that's all you're doing. You just created a little loop. And then you're gonna spread this loop in all different directions so it's nice and messy. I like so. And then you're gonna pin that. So that creates the messy bun. I think when people try to recreate this look, you're overthinking it and it's supposed to be very messy. Another one of my favorite projects is this Dry Texturizing Spray by Oribe. And I feel like if you're kind of sporting like a messy braid, a messy bun, you might as well just go with a messy theme. So if you want a little bit of hold, this is a great spray to kind of separate your curls, but just give you like va-va-boom textured hair. So that is pretty much it. I'm gonna finish with a tiny bit of hairspray. This is the super fine hairspray, my new fave. Very lightweight, very movable. Cute. So, messy, beachy, easy. Let's not call it lazy. Let's just call it smart. Smart hair. Okay, guys, so that's it for today. If you loved all this information, go ahead and subscribe. Click the link below. That'll take you to my blog where you can shop all of these products that I talked to you about. And you can follow me on Instagram at Danielle K. White. That's where I am obsessed with fashion, hair, all that good stuff. So you can follow me there. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you guys next week. So you've seen a little bit of the process. Now come experience the process. All you need to do is click the link below. That's gonna take you directly to my blog where you can go to my contact page and reach out to me. Whether you're a curious student or you're just another girl that loves hair, either way, don't be shy. Make sure to click on the link below.